And now I'll going to design another workflow is called this one is called appointment check. This is 3. Okay, perfect. Now so in this workflow, what I am going to do here in this workflow, let me close other one, it's not required now. So in this workflow, what I am going to do here, if you see here, I have to run a for each loop. Okay, why I want to run the for each loop? Because I want to run a for each loop in the another Excel sheet, which is my internal data. Okay, where I have stored the customer names and date and time of the appointment. So any detail requested by the customers, that I am going to validate inside my internal file or internal data, that is called appointment.xls. So if the validation is success, then only I will act on the request given by the customers, right? So to do this, so what I'll do, I'll just run a loop here called for each row in workbook. Okay, so once I'll run a loop here, I will go ahead and select the workbook from OneDrive. Okay, let me double click on the OneDrive, then I have to use appointment.xls, click on save, then I have to select the range. Okay, so that's it. So I have select the range, select the appointment, all set. Now if you see here, I have given all these details, right? I have run a for each loop, select this and all this, right? Now next thing is what I will do here, I have to use a if condition. So let it load. It's taking time. Yeah. Okay, so then once I will read the Excel row by row from this appointment.xl, then what I will do, I'll just click on this, I'll add one if condition. So why I'm adding the if condition? Because I want to check the condition, whatever the customer name coming from my previous workflow, okay, is it equal to the customer name available in the Excel in any one of the row? If it is equal, then I will go ahead and perform the actions, else I will not do anything. Okay, so to do this, what you have to do, you have to put a condition here. Okay, the condition is called, you have to let me, first of all, the input I have to accept in the form of argument, right? So you have to define the input argument. So you have to go ahead and click here and you can write in underscore customer name. Okay, so similarly I can define the other argument also, in underscore customer name, in underscore customer request. Okay, so let me go ahead and clear it all together. It's called in underscore customers. Okay, it's not happen. Okay, so I have created in underscore customer name and in underscore customer request, and another argument also I'm going to create, that is called in underscore customer date. All these 3 argument will accept the value from my previous workflow. That can be a workflow or that can be an agent. Okay, so let me create this. Okay, so that's done. So 3 argument I have created, all are in text type. Then here I have to put the condition in my if. I can say, if you see here, I have to put this condition here. It's called current row name is equal to your customer name, right? So I have to go here, I have to go to my workbook, I will use the name here from my appointment.xls. This is the name is equal to, I want to set the name which is coming from the previous workflow. It's called customer name. If it is equal, then what I will do? then my action will going to start it. Okay, so my action is I want to use a switch case here. Okay, so if you see here, I am going to use a switch case. So in this switch case, I want to check the request. What kind of request given by the customer? The request can be a change request, can be just a check request or inquiry request, you can say, or can be cancellation request, or can be any invalid request also, right? So I have to just put this is called in underscore customer request. This request will come from the previous workflow, that is called your agent. Okay, so once you'll pass it, then you have to define the child. Okay, your child, if it is check means inquiry. Okay, or you can say if it is a check, then I can say I will assign a variable called assign variable name, and here to whom I will going to assign, I have to set a output variable, because that value will be returned back to my previous workflow, right? So to do this, I have to go ahead and define the output variable. The output variable name would be called out underscore process return. Okay, so I'll just put it. The output variable is called out underscore process return, and the data type is text, direction is out. Perfect. So now I'll go here, I'll just put out underscore process return, and what value I am going to set it. So I will set the value, I will pick the data called date and time, which is stored in my appointment.xls, that I will going to return. This will be your appointment date. Okay, so how I will set this? Just go here, look for the Excel, get the date and time. Perfect. So if it is not check, if it is a change, right? If it is not a check, if it is a change, then what you have to put it here. So if it is a change, then the next step is I will going to update the date, whatever requested by the user, right? So in this case, what I have to do, I will add one activity to write cell, because I want to update the data in this set, right? So let's assume the customer is matched with this one. Okay, Oliver Brown, but the Oliver Brown is requested to change the appointment date from this to some different date. Okay, then I have to update it, right? So to do this, I have to write one activity called, if you see here, called write cell. Okay, so the write cell, I'll go here. Okay, just search write cell. So it's called write cell. In the write cell, you have to provide the details here. Okay, let me go here, search write cell. Okay, I'm sorry, two time is added, let me remove once. Okay, it's called write cell. It's called write cell, right? So let me put in this. Okay, it's called write cell. Connection is established. Workbook we have to select is my appointment.xls. Okay, then save it. Then I can say sheet name. Then I have to select the cell where exactly I want to update. The cell you want to update like this. So it's very simple actually. I'll just explain it what exactly this. Okay, I'll going to explain it. Okay, just to copy this. So now if you see here, I have set the cell where exactly I am going to update. This is the column, this is the row index plus 2, and then I'm converting into string format. Okay, and what exactly I'm going to update? I'm going to update the customer date, which is coming from the previous workflow or agent. Okay, and the request was changed, you have to change the appointment date. Okay, then the next part is if the user want to cancel. Okay, if the user want to cancel the appointment, so then what I have to do? So if the user want to cancel the appointment, then I have to delete the row from my entries, right? So to do this, what you have to do, you have to just add the switch case, called cancel, then you have to search an activity called delete cell. Okay, it is called delete rows. Okay, not cell, delete rows you have to select, because entire row I am going to delete it. Then you have to go here, double click on the OneDrive and select the appointment.xls. Then you have to select the range from which sheet you are going to delete. Yes, this is my sheet, I am going to delete it, and this is the row you want to delete, right? This is the row you want to delete it. Okay, so you have to go here, put it here. Okay, so this is the row you have to delete it. This is the row index plus 2, right? So you have to delete it. So then you have to clear it, right? Then the next step is, if none of the request is matching, it is not a cancel, it is not a check, or it is not a change, then what we have to do? Okay, then what we have to do? We can say is called appointment not found, right? We can say the appointment not found, right? So then the next step is, what I'll do, I'll go here. Okay, I'll just add one if condition here called appointment not found. Okay, then finally, if you see here, okay, customer date I have updated, and here here also I have updated here this, right? So if you see here in the check, if someone will ask, let me reiterate it, if in the check, if someone will ask to check their appointment date, I have assigned the appointment date, right? If in the change someone will ask to change my date, I have changed the date. So in this case, if you see, I'm not doing anything. Okay, so here just I'm assigning. Okay, here if you see, I'm not doing anything, right? Okay, so if you want, you can assign the date also one more time, that's completely fine. Okay, because already the customer know the date. Okay, so you can assign it if you want. I'll just copy it and I'll assign it again here in the change also. Yeah, so in the change I'll assign it. I don't think it will be allowed here. No, in the delete row it is allowing. Okay, so then next step is in cancel, right? Once it is cancelled, then I can say one assign activity called assign set variable, and I can say output process return, and the value I can say is called appointment cancelled. Perfect. Now, so I'll save it. So now we understood, if the customer is matching and if the customer is requested for check, then you have to do a check. If the customer is requested for change, you have to do a change. If the customer requested to cancel, you have to do a cancel also, right? Perfect. All set. Now let's assume customers has not given any request, means given the request, but it's not clear it is a change or it is a, you can say, check, or it is a cancel. So then what we'll do in this case, just to come out from the Excel, because we don't want to do anything on the Excel now, just to put a if condition here. In the if condition, okay, we have to check the value of this. Okay, so in this value we have to check it, because this value is, if it is empty, okay, you can say if it is empty text. When it will be empty text? Whenever it will not match none of the conditions, none of the switch case, then in that case it will be empty, right? So it means that it will not match the none of the case, right? Then in this case, what we'll do, we can say one, no, if you see here, you can assign this, I can say your appointment is not found. Okay, so you can do this. So you have to go assign variable, and in the then block you have to put the variable name is called process return. Okay, we can put this content, it's called appointment not found. Perfect. So that's it. So then your if part is done, then we'll go ahead and write the final log message just to print the value. Okay, so I'll just collapse it. Then I write a log message here called log message, and in this log message I can say out. Okay, or it will not come. If we'll just go here, I can select this. Perfect. So now I have completed my workflow design for this workflow. Is called appointment check workflow. Okay, so if you see here, our solution explorer appointment management agent contains 3 workflows. Okay, so one is called appointment reply workflow, one is called appointment scheduler agent, one is called appointment check workflow. It's clear now? So out of 3, 1 appointment reply workflow and 3 appointment check workflow, these are RPA workflows, but 2 is called an agent. Okay, now we will integrate with each other. Okay, so how we'll do this? So first of all, this will be my main workflow. So if you see here, and if you see here, this is my main workflow. Okay, what in the main workflow I'm doing, I'm going to my customer_email.xls. I'm reading the emails and capturing the email ID, body and subjects. Okay, now I am going to call an agent here. Okay, so how will going to call an agent? Workflow, you have to use your invoke workflow, but how will call an agent? You have to use one activity called run job. Okay, you have to call an activity called run job. Okay, in the run job, that you have to keep inside your for each row workbook loop only. Okay, then you have to click on this, and once you click on this, it will show you to give your agent name. If you see, this is my agent name, appointment scheduler agent. Okay, I have given the agent name here, right? Perfect, clear? Okay, now this agent, if you have seen, is expecting 2 argument. Okay, if you refresh it, and it will prompt you 2 argument. Okay, one is called email body and one is called email address. The email body, you can take it from the Excel, and the email address, you can take it from Excel. Clear? Now I'll save it. Now my integration is done between workflow 1 and agent 2. Okay, now I will go to my agent. In this agent here, if you see, once the workflow 1 is executed, it will come to the agent, and agent will execute also here, right? In this agent, I want to provide one tool. As I told, tool can be a workflow, can be an agent, can be any other context or documents also, right? So I will just click on this tool, R tool. In the R tool, I will search one of the workflow that is called 3.appointment check workflow. 3.check appointment workflow. Perfect. So now if you see, my entire integration has been completed. You can provide, if you want, you can provide the prompt here. Okay, so that it will take the customer name and customer request and the customer date. Okay, you can provide it. Else it will be capable enough to read the data from your agent. Okay, so now this is about the integration part. We have designed all the 3 workflows now. Perfect. Now appointment reply, appointment scheduler and appointment check. Okay, so that's it for today. Hope you guys have enjoyed the session. So in the upcoming session, we will see how we can integrate with one of the context which will give you the background information about your agent, so that your agent can work only on your background information and give the response. It will not deviate here and there, and then we'll see the final executions, how exactly it will execute. So that's it for today. Thank you so much. Keep learning.